Happy October, everybody. And today, on day 20 of the Kings, the Queens of Halloween, I am crowning a very special king, a fantastic character actor king, and he's even an independent director. We're talking a king of many talents. We are talking Drew Godderis. In particular, Drew as Uncle Anwar in Jackie Kong's cult horror masterpiece, Blood Diner. Yes, the film that is a spiritual successor to Herschel Gordon Lewis's game-changing Blood Feast. We're talking about Uncle Anwar, and particularly Drew as Uncle Anwar, because Drew Godderis. Drew is the classic character actor. And our character actors don't get enough love in this life. They often don't get any of the awards. Of course, awards are kind of a sham anyways, but still, they often don't get the big starring roles. But you know what? Character actors are the ones that make cinema shine and thrive. Character actors are the reward. Most leading actors and actresses are kind of bland. I mean, I'm sorry. I would take 1,000 Brad Pitts would still not be as cool as Drew Godderis, and that's a fact. That is a fact. And Drew as Uncle Anwar is a gem, especially because in the film we get to see Uncle Anwar in his human form, who's very loving to his little nephews, Georgie and Michael. You know, he's complimenting Georgie's little gross Play-Doh food. You know, he's singing to them.
I have a surprise for you.
He's so sweet. He's so gentle. I mean, and I'm sure some might be like, but Heather, Uncle Anwar is on the run because he basically sexually had relations with 10 cheerleaders and then had to cut off his genitals because he violated his vow of celibacy to Sheetar, and he may have gone on a killing spree with the meat cleaver. I think that's just nitpicking because he's a man with style, and Drew Godderis is a man with style, and especially in this role. We get to hear Drew's voice when we get Uncle Anwar in his brain in a jar form where he's a lot more salty. Anwar in human form, he's a little spicy and sweet. He's like a little salsa. In brain form, he's very salty and still spicy. Sweet, not so much, but that's okay. That is okay. Either way, though, phenomenal. Iconic. Drew Godderis is iconic in this role. This whole film is iconic. What's even more standout is, like, if you see interviews with Drew, like, the man, not Drew as Anwar. I don't know if he's done any interviews as Uncle Anwar. I would like to see that, though, if that exists. But Drew the man, in interviews, and like if you interact with him on social media, he is the nicest person. He is so sweet. He is almost like gentle. Like, he's such a gentleman, and which just makes me love his performance as Uncle Anwar even more, because it's, you know, it's clearly 100% acting. God, can you imagine, though, if somebody if somebody really was like Anwar? I don't know if I would be engaged or terrified. Probably both. But Drew is he's just a wonderful actor in person, and he even has like the neat sort of addition to his resume of he directed the infamous shot on video horror film LA AIDS Jabber, which is a film, if you just want to instantly horrify your friends, mention that title, because that's been my experience. What's actually really curious, though, if you watch the film, it's not as offensive as you're going to think it is with that title, which makes it, I think, kind of a very, even more sort of interesting watch, because you're kind of going into it expecting like this really like balls out exploitation sort of title, and instead you get something that's it's got definitely like a exploitative fringe a little bit, but it's not exploitation. If you get the DVD, there's a great behind the scenes sort of supplement on it with interviews with Drew and other people associated with the film, even his son, who's in the film as a little tiny kid. And you just realize, like, it's really wholesome. Like, everything that went into making LAH Jabber was inexplicably wholesome, which I love. I love that. And I find that's usually life, right? Most people that seem very like, oh, I make respectable films that I can show my people at church or my investors. Those are the people that usually have a search history you do not want to see. So, and the ones that are making really great, just like a tilt-a-whirl from hell type of movies are the ones that are like, no, those are people that are going to help you move. Like, these are people that are rescuing dogs half the time and doing all these great things. So, I mean, there's exceptions to everything, but trust horror and exploitation film people way more than respectable citizens. And I can't think of anybody who's more glowing of that and more earning of that than Drew Godderis. He's an absolute gem. So, Drew, you are our king of Halloween.
I have a surprise for you.